But you look at all of that and you see the beauty of technology, and I think that it's something that is so important. I think we have to learn how to embrace all of it, because otherwise we're going to get trapped again in the good or bad. This is what is happening in this level of the game. Where do I choose to be? Transhumanism. What was that? Transcendence? Transcendence was about that. Transhumanism. More robotic, more consciousness, moving into some artificial vehicle. Lucy was about the possibility of organic transformation. So they're showing you the two roads you can take. Basically, that's what it is. And you notice they came out, what, a month or two apart? Yeah, you can take this road or you can take that road. And the people that didn't get Lucy, they love that other one. Transcendence, which is more consciousness. He was everywhere, but it was his consciousness that was sort of uploaded into some sort of computerized, and that is a concept that we are being sold. And I think we have to look at it not from the standpoint again of, oh my God, that's a horrible thing. We have to understand that everything is a possibility, and that is just that's the possibility there that is happening. It's going to happen. The question is always, where do I choose to be? What is the evolution I choose to take myself through? And this way, it's not about a judgment of a good or bad. And I for me now, I get that. It's not about like trying to, I'm going to try not to judge it. No, I get it. I get it that everything is possible, and it's exciting because it is Disneyland. It is Universal Studios. It is Magic Mountain. It's all of that. Ooh, what can I do in this? What can I do in this experience? Well, I know for me, it's an organic process. And the more I'm not opposed to or judging what they're doing, because that reality is going to be, it's going to exist somewhere. So this is the part I know for some people, maybe not anybody here, that may get confused about when I say that, because we want to say all of the people that are spiritual, as they call it, we want to save the world. We want to save everybody. And there is, and I say there's nothing to save. There's nothing to save. It's just a matter of the fact that what is going on there is going to exist. Might not exist for you or me. We may choose a different concept of reality. But if past, present, and future exist all at the same time, I keep going back to that. Keep going. You cannot say it all exists at the same time, and then always say, "Well, that is not. That's horrible," because it's gonna be somebody's experience, and I know we are somebody's past. This experience is a past to someone, even if we look at. As I've often also said, the planets that are light years away, this is a past. How do you know that you're not them? Does that make sense? If it takes light years to get there, right? We are here in this timeline, this slow timeline, this very primitive timeline, to somebody's future and somebody's past. Then it is very possible, because again, if it all exists at the same time, then every past has to be a possible timeline somewhere. And for some people, that's like, well, this is too scientific. Then don't listen to me. It's just getting too much. And I think it's just a matter of just letting yourself look at all of it. Don't look at it as, okay, well, it's just all science. Just look at it as it's just what it is. We can try to pin down reality to what we think it should be, but it is everything. I cannot see how we can limit creation from being any and everything. It just simply is, and it goes back to the question of where do you choose to be, and it's really just about on the conscious level. That's all it is, because you're already everywhere anyway. So on the conscious level, whatever you've crystallized as a reality for yourself, it's like, where do you choose to place your focus? Where do you choose to be? Because certainly with trying to change the world, as everybody's out there doing all of that, trying to change the world, And they might be changing it for them and for that particular timeline, but it doesn't mean that I, myself, or you may be part of that timeline. Do you know how much comes and goes every millisecond? You know, we think that life is as we see it all the time. You know, we're waiting for ascension. But how many people in a millisecond have actually evolved beyond us? Did we ever think about that? Well, certainly, this is not it. There are beings, I know this, I know. There are beings that are doing things way beyond what we can imagine, which is what we're wanting to do. But again, because of the programming, we all think that this is it. We think that everybody is in the same boat together, and it's really not. We just are all simply participating in a similar concept of what reality is. That's all. We're all participating in a similar idea, and so this is what we're seeing. But if I were to believe that this is it, that there are none that have gone beyond and don't know more than we know, we might as well just fold it up. We might as well just forget about it. But nothing is static. Nothing is consistently that way when we walk out the store. In every second, it all looks the same, but it's always changing. It's always changing. Nothing is the same. And I think to realize that, and like Tony had said earlier about you telling your brain what to do, because in this, so you were talking, right? Yeah. In this concept, we have instructed our brain to provide this virtual concept of reality. We have instructed ourselves to have this particular idea and this particular concept of reality. So when we take the filters off, then we begin to be able to move beyond into greater concepts, not better, not good or bad, just newer concepts, ideas that are concepts or realities that are less restricting, abilities that are less limiting. Not to be evaluated as good or bad. What we have experienced is simply what we have experienced. That is another thing that we must let go. That this is a bad experience down here. Ooh, no. If you hold on to that concept, then that's what this will be. And you will get more of that until you get it. But when you realize the beauty of the dance, and I love that song by Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Every time I hear that song and you really listen to it, it's like it takes you back, no matter what's going on, to the realization like, wow, this is an amazing human experience. It's an amazing human experience. And you go back to that feeling, and you just begin to own that, and you kind of find appreciation in everything. Just in everywhere you go, you find an appreciation for the people who have absolutely no understanding. They're so dense in your mind. They're just dense. They don't get it, don't want to hear it, just totally dense. You even find an appreciation for that because they are living their dream. Their dream is to be dense. Huh?